When Asia's richest man, Mukesh Ambani, wanted to build his home, he did not spare any costs. He consulted two American architecture firms after his wife, Nita Ambani, was impressed by their work at the five-star Mandarin Oriental Hotel in New York. While still under construction, it had already overtaken Buckingham Palace, the White House, and the worst of Dubai's exorbitant housing projects as the ultimate symbol of extreme wealth. Named after a mythical island, Antilia is located in South Mumbai, India, on the prestigious Altamount Road. Many wealthy people build estate houses to house their extended family. But few have the resources to build a luxury home for one family, which towers 600 feet above the streets of Mumbai and cost $1 billion to construct. There is a staff of over 600 full-time employees that live on site. The house spans 27 floors and takes up 400,000 square feet. It has 3 helipads and its own movie theater, a 2-story lobby, a 6th-floor parking garage for 160 cars, a ballroom that can seat 160 people, and a lobby adorned with crystal chandeliers and sculptures by the renowned French artist François-Xavier Lalande. It is also perched on hundreds of concrete piles with a reinforced steel frame, and walls that are built to withstand earthquakes that occur once every 100 years. The house lives up to its extravagant reputation. However, as you'd expect, it was faced with a lot of criticism. Its controversial design and ostentatious use by a single family has made it infamous in India and beyond, including severe criticism in the architectural press and mockery in popular media. While Ambani lives on top of India, both literally and metaphorically, his career has been plagued by controversies. From a ruthless dispute against his brother Anil to dodgy tender deals in the early days of Reliance Industries, this video explores the meteoric rise of Asia's richest man. Welcome to another project.
For all of its industries, what Reliance really specializes in is PR and message control. New products and innovations are announced at glitzy events that get wall-to-wall coverage. Corporate speeches are treated almost like national events, celebrations.
Despite Mukesh Ambani's lifestyle today, he was not born into wealth immediately. The father, Dhirubhai Ambani, was the classic rags-to-riches tycoon. The family lived in a one-bedroom flat with his parents and siblings. His father lived in Yemen before moving to India to start his company, which would become one of the country's most profound monopolies. During his time in Yemen, he realized that the London Stock Exchange had a high demand for the Yemen coins that had high content of silver during those days. Being the business-savvy man Dhirubhai was, he melted the coins to silver and sold them to gold traders. Even though he was only able to do this for 3 months, he made a significant amount of money to venture into his business ideas. A few years after returning to India, he started his business of importing polyester yarn and exporting spices. He went on to establish Reliance Textiles, and by virtue of his financial wizardry, he was able to convince more than 58,000 investors from various parts of rural India to subscribe to Reliance's IPO in 1977. Dhirubhai had 4 children in his lifetime, Mukesh Ambani being the oldest, followed by Anil Ambani, who is only 2 years younger. He also had 2 daughters, Neena and Deepti. In 1986, after suffering his first stroke, he handed some of the control to his sons, Mukesh and Anil. The brothers did not seem to get along, but things blew over after the death of their father in 2002, after succumbing to a second stroke. The problem was that the patriarch hadn't left a will, leading his sons to fight for control of his company. A bitter and public feud ensued, which went on to become India's most prolific corporate fights that would threaten its economy. Rumor has it that Mukesh Ambani tried to get Anil expelled from the board. 2 years later, the dispute became apparent when he told CNBC, "Well, there are issues which are ownership issues. These are in the private domain, but as far as Reliance is concerned, it is a very, very strong professional company." The mother had to step in to help split the vast wealth of their late father through a demerger. In 2005, they reached an out-of-court settlement where Mukesh Ambani would stay the head of Reliance Industries while Anil Ambani received Reliance Energy and Reliance Capital, a split that was approved by the Bombay High Court. Mukesh got control of the oil, gas, petrochemicals, refining and manufacturing parts of the business, while Anil got electricity, telecoms, and financial services. So, if Mukesh wanted his younger brother out of the boardroom, he kinda eventually got it. One went on to be one of the richest men in Asia, and while the other went into bankruptcy. What exactly happened? Before we continue, consider liking the video and subscribing. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. Reliance Communication, the one business Anil took control of, could not keep up with the growing telecoms industry. In a nutshell, the company was plagued with a web of lawsuits, failed deals, loans, and price wars emerged, causing more debt and leading the company to file for bankruptcy. Anil was threatened with jail time if the money was not paid. In the space of a year, the total combined market capitalization of the 6 companies under Anil's control dropped more than half in value. Mukesh apparently stepped in to help Anil pay off an $80 million debt to Swedish telecoms company Ericsson. For the first time, there seemed to be a silver lining between the two brothers. Anil thanked his billionaire brother for standing by him during those trying times. Mukesh, on the other hand, had a different predicament. Using his aggressive business tactics made him Asia's richest man. He sparked a price war in India's majorly competitive telecoms market with the launch of 4G service Jio. The network had more than 340 million customers after offering free domestic calls and impressively cheap data services, making Mukesh an instant leader in the market. His business acumen has seen him gain the respect of business friends and foes. His entry into the telecom industry virtually killed his brother as competition. Foreign investors like Facebook, KKR, and Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund all wanted to invest in Jio platforms. Facebook's biggest deal since WhatsApp was with Mukesh's Jio platforms, striking a $5.7 billion deal. In 2020, Mukesh joined the world's top 10 richest people list, being the only Asian. Today, Mukesh has a net worth of $98 billion. The ethics of the Ambani family. The Ambani family have faced their fair share of controversies. In 1997, the family filed a lawsuit against a book titled The Prince in Polyester. The lawsuit came after the author, Hamish MacDonald, who had a falling out with the family. The book explores allegations of unethical and corrupt business dealings with politicians and more. They sought a court injunction because they argued it would leave the Ambanis defenseless because of the damage it would cause to both his and his company's reputation. The book ended up not being published after the family threatened to apply for further injunctions in all of India's 22 high courts. There are pirated photocopied versions that eventually became available on the streets of Mumbai and New Delhi, as well as online stores. The family has also experienced allegations of paying for positive press to combat some of the controversy that faced the company. Through their influence, Mukesh has built an oligopoly. An oligopoly is a market with imperfect competition in which a few major businesses dominate the industry. This essentially prevents smaller businesses in the same industry from growing to gain a larger slice of the pie because Jio controls most of the market in India. Then there's over-the-top spending in one of the world's poorest countries. While India is famous for its rich culture, yoga, spices, and tigers, it is also famous for the stark extremes between the wealthy and the poor. While the Ambanis soar over Mumbai in what is arguably the most expensive house in the world, 55% of the population live in slums, including one of Asia's biggest, Dharavi, which houses more than 1 million people. The 3 helicopter pads located in Antilia essentially mean the Ambanis could live without touching the ground. While they have private jets, boats, and garages filled with insanely pricey cars, and where only the best luxury and custom-made goods money can buy. The Global Hunger Index again listed India as one of the poorest countries in the world this year, rating its hunger level as serious, with malnutrition and a lack of adequate health care among the key concerns. However, this has not stopped the family from being an obsession in India and beyond. The Ambanis are perceived as a true Indian success story. So let us know in the comments, what was the most interesting fact you learned from today's video? Do you think it's ethical for a family to live such an extravagant life despite the disparity between the rich and poor? Don't forget to like and subscribe. It goes a long way in supporting the channel. That's all we have today. Here are a few videos we think you should check out. Until next time.